Hey guys, and welcome back to the Mickelson Racing channel. Thanks again for joining us this week. Today we're at Brainerd International Raceway. We bought a test and tune, so we're gonna test today. We're gonna gambler race tonight. We're gonna race Saturday and Sunday, weather permitting. After that slight interruption, there was a hole in the fence, and Zeus just tried to, well, he did. He ran through the fence and he tried to jump on the track out there. Luckily, we got that resolved. Track staff was real nice about it and helped fix the fence, so keep this monster where he's supposed to be. Anyway guys, I don't remember where I left off, but we're gonna test and tune today. We're gonna gamble tonight, and we're gonna Super Pro race Saturday and Sunday, weather permitting. We bought our tech cards. We have not teched in yet. Impala has not even been warmed up, so we're gonna go ahead and get the Impala started, warmed up, all the fun stuff, get the battery charger going. We got the air compressor charged up so we can top off our tires. We got a new gas can, super excited about that, and a new jack, so super excited about that. New tools to make our racing program just a little bit easier. Cademan Karski in the house. He filmed the Caprice PPV burnout video, which none of you guys watched, so make sure to go check that out. Link will be up below and probably in the description too. Let's get the Impala warmed up and let's get this racing program on schedule. We've got the Impala jacked up as normal, so we can warm it up with the tires spinning. You guys remember what that does for us. We can warm up engine, transmission, and rear end all simultaneously. 1300 psi is CO2 pressure. Nice and warm outside. Get our fuel pressure going. Oh, bam! 8 psi fuel pressure. Let's get this rig started, huh? Up to 180 degrees. As you can see here, we got 180 on the water. Now we got to get the oil up to at least 170, but if I shut it off now, it was good. It will creep. It's definitely going to creep up. So now we're going to rev it up with it in gear, and we're going to see how the air sounds to our ear, and that's going to give us an idea on how well the car is going to react today. Shut off our high idle. Go ahead and get on the brake. High idle. Just like we're staging at the beams. Little fat today. Try it again. Ready? Little fat. One more time. Boom. Water temp is a little high, but that's okay. We got cooling fans for that. Oil temp right at 170, just where we like it. I'm gonna grab a quick snack, let the car cool down for just a couple minutes, and we're gonna go ahead and tech into this sucker. We passed tech. All right, that's always, you know, a little bit nervous, but going through tech, such a breeze, ready to go. We're gonna race all freaking weekend. But first, I noticed that there was a pile of transmission fluid on the bottom of my trailer, right underneath the car. So we're gonna have to pull the hood off this thing and basically figure out where that gosh dang transmission fluid is coming from. Oh! And well, probably top it off. So I didn't see any seepage under there. We just checked the transmission fluid with the car and drive. Got to check it in gear, and it was full. So I think we'll be all right there. I did notice some seeping on my valve cover. You can see we got a little oil seepage going on. So I did tighten up those. 2 of the 7 were a little bit on the loose side, so I tightened those up, and hopefully that'll take care of it. So we got our PM maintenance. We got over the drama. We had a little scare there with the transmission fluid, but I think we're gonna be okay. We just got to figure out like where it's coming from. We just got seepage from the pan, or I don't know what's going on, I guess. But we'll figure that out. But in the meantime, let's go race. Mr. C's got a pretty accurate weather report by now, and weather report today is hot. Not good. Really not good. Very ungood. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but shoot. That is very ungood. We got great oil pressure, okay? Great oil pressure. I can't tell if we got a knock or what's going on. Well guys, we asked for content. We're gonna get some content. I tell you what, I was a little scared that we just blew up the motor engine, but I made a call to my old boss and the previous owner of this car. We kind of talked it through, Jim Lindsay, and he doesn't think any serious engine damage occurred. We're thinking maybe some valve train stuff. But anyway, we're sitting at the return road. When you crank it over, it's like it's trying to push exhaust like through the valves or something. So not ideal. We're getting towed back by Cade, my girlfriend, on the old golf cart. So not an ideal situation. We're gonna have to get back to the trailer here and tear it apart, see what we got going on. We're gonna get going here. We're gonna get started by obviously pulling the hood off and pull the air cleaner off and all that stuff. We're probably gonna have to pull valve covers, and hopefully that's where we end. There is a chance we may have to pull intake manifold, but I'm hoping we'll be able to save it before we get to that point. So my ride lost my GoPro. Cade's over there gonna go grab it real quick.
Got it!
Apparently they bounced my few $100 GoPro out of the golf cart. Didn't even notice. But I forgive them, I guess, because they're giving me a ride. So first time being towed back. Nope, that's a lie. Second time being towed back. Cade man's getting some footage up there. Oh geez. It's a beautiful day for racing. It's not a good day when you get beat by a golf cart though. First time we ever got towed back, it's because the cotter pin came out of the shifter on the transmission. I couldn't shift it back from neutral into drive. But this time we're being towed back for some engine damage. Not ideal. Wanted content? Here we go. We're getting some freaking content. Well guys, we found our problem. This rocker is loose. This push rod is just hanging out. It's really hot, so I don't really want to touch it for that long, but just hanging out right in there. Well, there's our problem. The reason we were getting the pop and the bang is because it was combusting that gas in the cylinder. It was trying to force that combusted gas out of any open orifice, whether it be the way that the exhaust valve was sealing or the intake valve was opening. It was trying to force out there and possibly even going through all the way through the carburetor. So that's where we were getting the popping and banging from, and that's also probably why it was hard to start, because it was fighting the rest of the gases to go back up through the carburetor. So that would make sense on why that would be. Because we've either got a broken push rod or a broken lifter, we are going to have to pull the intake manifold and get into the valley and see what's going on inside there. So we are going to have to drain water. We're going to have to take fuel off, pull the distributor out, and we got to find a way to take off our 12 points here. I don't have 12-point sockets, but I do have 12-point wrenches, so we should be able to make something work. Anyway, we're going to tear that apart, and we'll get with you after the time lapse. Alright guys, we just pulled our Dingler's making some noise. We just pulled our bad lifter out. Hopefully you guys can see this, but we just blew the middle of the lifter right out of there. Let's put it in the sun so you guys can see. Blew the center of the lifter right out of there, which is bad news. So we were able to borrow a magnet from our friend Mike Castile, so big shout out to him. And we were able to just pull that lifter right out of there with our magnet. But here's what our new lifter looks like. I have one spare, so thank goodness for that. But as you can see, the new lifter, we've got all that surface area right in there for the push rod to ride on. And we're gonna stick this thing right back into the hole where it came from. And we're gonna be well on our way to getting this engine back to where it needs to be. So we're gonna throw this together and we'll get back with you guys when the lifter is where it's supposed to be. Well, we plowed that thing back together. The lifter's in. We adjusted the valves and well, just the two rockers, the ones that we had to take apart to fix our lifter issue. So we did that. Got valve covers back on. We're gonna leave it just like this. We have to now break in that new lifter on the cam. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to fire this thing up immediately, and we're gonna have to run it at 2,000 RPM or so for about 15 to 20 minutes. We got to give it a solid 15 minutes. The more time, the better. We got to break that new lifter in, and when we got that done, we're gonna be good as new. We're gonna pretend like this never happened. We're gonna go make a pass. So that's gonna be the next step. Fire this thing up and run it for, well, a good 15 minutes. Say that our saga of broken lifter is complete. We just ran the car in. You gotta break in your new lifter on the cam, and you want to run it hard for at least 15 minutes. We could only get 11 minutes the first time before it overheated. It's like 90 some degrees today, and so we shut her down right away. We started it up, went straight to 2500, shut her down right away, and then I let it cool down, and then we started it up again, went to 2500 right away, and then we got another 7 minutes out of it. So I feel pretty confident that our lifter is set. We're getting no weird noises or pops or bangs or anything weird out of the engine, so I think we're good on the Impala. The cooling fan is still running because we got up to 220 degrees again, so we're gonna take care of that. Next thing we got to do is we got to bring the Impala back over to the trailer. We are here at the gas pumps because we wanted to work in the shade. And we're gonna put this thing on the battery charger. Basically just get it ready for tomorrow. So we did not get to race today on Friday because of our broken lifter, but we are still ready to go for tomorrow. So yeah, thanks for sticking around, guys, and we're definitely gonna have some fun and kick some butt tomorrow. So I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, guys. We are back. It is Saturday morning. We are finally ready to race this pig after spending all day fixing a broken lifter. So we are really glad to be ready to race today. Zeus is already hot and he's also ready to race today. But we just got called to the staging lane, so first things first, we gotta warm the car up. You guys know the drill. All right, we're running. Car's running not going to be able to use much from that pass. We don't know what our 60 foot is, and because our 60 foot was bad, we're not going to know what our quarter mile is. My light was a 45. We got lucky.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
We'll see you next round. Yeah, that was terrible. 172, 60 foot. That's terrible, even for this heavy car, 3,850 pounds. All right, we had a 45 on the tree, which isn't terrible. I know I can do better. I was concentrating on too many things that time. We tried a different strategy, and because we're trying something different, different things are gonna happen. We did have a 172 60 foot, which is slow even for this car, and so really the rest of the pass, we're not gonna be able to judge off that. 1178 with an 8, 114 miles an hour. We're really not gonna be able to judge very well off of that because our 60 foot was down. So we're gonna have to go up there and make an educated guess and see what we run, and basically hope we get a lucky second round, or first round rather. We're gonna have to get a lucky first round. This is challenging. This is challenging. All right, I'm gonna go get weather data, check tires, fill gas. You know the drill. We've been sitting and staging for about 2 hours. Temperature is 90 degrees with a 35% humidity. It is so sticky out for Minnesota. That's where we're racing today, Brainerd International Raceway. Florida folks are probably used to this kind of stickiness, but us Minnesota folks, it's hot and humid. We're using our weather station to help us dial in the car because we spun off the line, so we don't have an accurate data. We pulled some math and we subtracted the 60 foot off, and we calculated that we would have run a 73 this morning, and then the weather station also predicted we're going to run a 73. We're using the weather station to dial, and then the weather station right now is telling us that we're going to run an 1176, so we're going to dial 1176, and that's just what we're going to run. It's going to work out. It'll be all right. We're going to lean on some tools that we're going to use to help us dial this car, since we don't have accurate data from the first pass. So we are probably 20 minutes away from the burnout box still, and I'll get back with you guys when we get in. We are pulling into the burnout box. We're running a dragster, 890 dragster. We're gonna run like a scared rabbit. Here we go. A little nervous, guys. Guys, let's go through some quick math here. I had a killer light. 002 on the tree. Jim Lindsay, thanks for the tip. I think it's working. We had a 742 60 foot. We spun yet again off the hit. So our 60 foot's gonna be low. Really not good. Really not good. That's hurting us. We're not able to dial accurately if we spin. We ended up with an 1180 at 114 miles an hour. So 1180, we dialed 1176. So that's 42 thou late. 42 thousandths late. But our opponent, he had a 19 thou light, but he actually broke out. He dialed at 890 and he ran at 886 with a 1. So he broke out by 39 thousandths trying to catch me down the track. And because he broke out trying to catch me, doesn't matter what I ran. I could have run 15 seconds and I still would have won that race. We have to address the spinning off the line. That's definitely a problem. It's just too hot today. I think the track's pretty greasy and we're probably just gonna have to dial with it. Well, we got data. We can keep running. I had a killer light, so let's just go have some more fun. We'll see you guys back in the staging lanes. We're next in the burnout box. I'm a little nervous because we spun last time and we're not gonna dial for that. We're gonna dial hard and hope that we don't spin. Our weather has gotten better, so the car is running quite a bit better. We did get a headwind come up though, pretty serious headwind, so I dialed up 100th for that. We're gonna see how this pays off. We do have another dragster. I can't see how fast he's running. 783 he's running. Fast dragster. Second gear, quite a ways into second gear. I mean, we were late on everything. 330, 8th mile, 1,000 foot. ET 12.0. What did the other guy run? He ran 7,000 slow. Nope, 700 slow. He ran 700 slow. I wanted to dial a 78. I was talked out of it by my teammates. And even if we would have dialed a 78, that wouldn't have made a single difference. spun way too bad. So this is what it is. That's it. We're out for Saturday. It's really late in the day already, so I don't think we're gonna call a gambler. We're frustrated, but that's how racing goes sometimes. There's a million ways to lose, only one way to win. Good morning, everyone. It is Sunday morning now. We did not get the opportunity to run a gambler race yesterday. The race program, the regular race program, took too long to get in, and so there was not enough time to run a gambler, so we were not able to get into a race again Saturday night. But that's okay. It is here Sunday morning. The weather is much better. Humidity is much lower. Track prep seems to be better. So we're going to go out there and we're going to hit it. But first things first, we got to warm this thing up and get it ready to race. Guys, the car sounds really good today. Weather station says 80 degrees, 48% humidity. It predicted an 1170 ET. I'm really nervous about spinning again today, so we're just gonna have to see what the track will hold. We're going into the burnout box for our first round. This is test and tune on Sunday. I just looked at my slicks and they're actually a little bit wore out, so if we spin again, it's definitely all my fault, and we're gonna have to get some more slicks right after this pass. New slicks right now. We made the executive decision to put some new slicks on the car. So we're here at the Hoosier Tire Trailer at Brenner International Raceway. We're getting new slicks put on right now. We are making a tire change to 29 9s. We're making the tire change because one, our slicks are wore out, and we're making the size change because as per our Hoosier tire expert, he said we're not utilizing the tire like we should. We're actually too wide, and we're pulling some of the tire off the track. So we're gonna go ahead and go with a smaller tire size as per his recommendation, and well, hopefully it works. So this is definitely gonna be a killer change. We're really moving, trying to get this thing done in before the next round. So far so good, so that's definitely a bonus. But we'll get with you guys once we get these tires changed out. Everybody's working hard getting this thing done. We drew one arm Wally. Wally Hickey's got one arm, and he's a pretty dang good drag racer. We just got our slicks changed out. We got brand spanking new slicks on there, and I'm a little nervous about how they're gonna do, but we're gonna go run our race, and whatever happens, happens. or third time racing him, I think. First time beating him. Woo! Now we got some good data. Oh, wow! Woo! Wow! We ran 13 thou off our dial-in, had an 11 thou on the tree. Wally, he broke out by 12 thou. Wally went too fast, handing the win on over to us. Dang! Wally, you also had a 35 thousandths light. You're a little late on the tree. All right, guys, we dialed an 1176. We ran an 1177 with a 3, so that's 13 thou off our dial. We had an 11 thousandths on the tree for our reaction time. 13 thou plus 11 thou is 24 thousandths. 24 thousandths package on Wally. Wally had a 35 on the tree, but he broke out, let's see, by 12 thousandths of a second. So him going too fast handed the win on over to us. He crossed the line first by, oh my goodness, by a thousandth of the second. That is awesome. We are on to the second round. We finally got some good freaking data. We didn't spin off the line. We hooked really well. New slicks. Thank you to the Hoosier Tire on-site tire changing team. We wouldn't have won that race without them, so huge thanks to them. All right, let's go submit this data and let's freaking race. We're the last pair. This is round 2 of Super Pro Sunday. We are racing Josh Kunkel. He's got a turbo LS Camaro. Running 9 seconds flat. This guy's gonna be freaking fast. We're gonna cut a good light and just run it out the door. It's just not as fun as being competitive. So I had a terrible light, 047, and you know why? Because I flipped my wrist and I went like this, all the way back to the steering wheel. I just gotta remember, flip my wrist, I'll be okay. But we dialed a 76, we went a 77 with a 5, which is nearly identical to our last pass. Feeling pretty good about that. All right guys, we dialed 1176, we went 77 with a 5, nearly identical. 60 foot, 1695, huge improvement. I had 047 light on the tree, which is late, but it's because I flinched my hand and went all the way back to steering wheel. I gotta remember not to do that. Our opponent dialed a 903, he ran a 902 with a 3, so he was really close, but he red lit by 13 thousandths of a second. Pretty hard lose for him, but really glad we're going on in the next round. Whew. things back to normal. 114 mile an hour, down a little bit of mile an hour. But we are windy today, so with it being windy, that is going to knock our mile an hour down, as well as our ET. But our ET has been consistent, which I'm really happy about. All right, let's go enter our weather data and then check tires, fill gas. You guys know the drill. We'll be back up the staging lanes in no time. We got booted to the right lane. This is round 3. We've got a really quick dragster that we're going against. We're just gonna cut a good light and then run like a scared rabbit all the way down the track. All right, guys, slight delay, but we're ready to rock now. Cut a 28 light, which isn't terrible, but it's not great. He had an 18 light, which is 10th out better than mine. He dialed a 786 and he ran a 787 with a 1, so it was 11 thousandths off his dial in. We ran a 70, or we dialed a 76. We ran a 74 with a 5, 15 thousandths too quick. Race cars. We crossed the line first by 16 thousandths. A thousandth of a second to spare. Shoot. That's how it goes sometimes. The wind was playing a factor today, and it's probably what cost us. But anyway, guys, we had a freaking blast this weekend. We worked on everything. We had to maintain everything that we brought to the racetrack this weekend. We blew a belt on the golf cart. We had some electricity issues with the trailer we had to fix. We had we broke a cord on our tire out of our tow rigs. We had to take the tire off and put a new tire on that. We had to put a new lifter in the race car. We had to put new slicks on the race car. We did all sorts of maintenance this weekend to race. We had a blast racing. We had a blast working on stuff. That's what you do. You come here to race to have fun. All right, guys, with that said, thank you for watching this week on the Mickelson Racing channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe right here in the corner of this video. If you like what you saw, share it with your friends. Any little bit helps. We got to grow this little channel into something quite a bit bigger. Make sure to leave a comment down below, and we'll see you next week on the Mickelson Racing channel.